Hello and good evening. This is Grillenheimer. Okay, this was my Trionhide or Ironhides, whatever you want to call them. Characters and deck versus, and you're gonna see the team that I've been playing against. Yeah, guess who this is? It's just come on, if it would just Cybertronian Tyrant Megatron from a starter deck. But Megatron won. He had 1 health left. And what I did, I have him upside down because he was knocked out, but I flipped him over to give him the Pierce 2 just so I wouldn't have to flip him since he was at his higher attack of 5 in that mode, in robot mode. We had Noble's Blaster with a +2, Power Punch with a bold 3, attack of 5. Up here was the flip. I had Reckless Charge where he gets a 4 attack, and then you have to do 3 to himself. Well, he was down, and it was a risk. And this was really fun, especially the last few turns. He only had 2 health left. Well, attack of 3 damage is going to kill him. And I thought I would have enough to get him, and boy was I wrong. Let's go over here. In the meantime, I had this Ironhide, and he was decked out. So let's go back to the Ironhide side. He was in, actually, his stats are the same in either mode, but he was in alt mode. These were his cards: Combat Commands, Bashing Shield, Battering Ram. Well, when I put on Bashing Shield, then the next to last turn, it took off Megatron's armor. And I forgot what, I think it was Cooling Vents on here originally. And so, yeah, that's right. Combiner Ironhide attacked Megatron. We put on Bashing Shield, took off his armor. Then it was Megatron's turn. Drew a card, and what did I have? Where did it go? Let me check. And I had no cards in hand because this was the big guy. Okay, let me just get all this together here in a better light. Okay. I started off with Caliburst and 7-star Megatron and Raider Skytread. Split up, of course. Well, I didn't realize, and this is the 3rd time I've played with this group against the Ironhides. And I just realized, because when I first read this Skytread's instructions, I thought one of them had to be KO'd first to be able to give up my whole hand to be able to combine. I was wrong. You have to, you can do it any time, but you have to give up your whole hand and put it under him. The bigger your hand, so you might want to, wait a while before you have some draw power to put your hand under him, and then you start getting it back. And when you take one back, when you attack, you're also doing 1 to your enemy. Move 1 damage counter from him to the defender, because he's being, getting beaten up. He got beaten up pretty bad, pretty quick in this game, I might add too. Now, and he got knocked out by, I think, little Ironhide. Way to go, bud. Gosh, it's so out of focus. Anyway, and like I said, I played Bashing Shield, took Megatron's armor off. Well, since I had given up my hand to create Skytread, who ended up getting knocked out anyway. And even after doing that, I completely forgot to move a counter and take a card to have something in my hand left. I pulled Hunker Down. That was my draw. And so he was in bot mode at the time. So as Hunker Down says, come on, focus. Oh, flip from bot to tank. So yeah, he was in bot mode. I flipped him to tank, went through my scrap, got back cooling vents. He helped heal him by 1, which brought him back to 10 health. And what kind of conspired here is I was hoping Captain Ironhide would have knocked him out completely, and boy was I wrong. I thought I had him buffed up enough, but he didn't have enough attack. But he did have, like I said, an attack of 5, 7, 8. He had an attack of 12. Well, Megatron, and even if I was playing against somebody else and not by myself, that, I noticed he only, I knocked his armor off. And so he only had 1 defense. So an attack of 12 would have knocked him out easily. Well, I didn't count on this side pulling Hunker Down and getting it right back, healing him by 1, and getting the card, getting the card back. And see, what was his? And since he had a defense of 2, the attack was 12. Captain Ironhide had like a pierce of, actually a total pierce of 5. Let's go over that. He had the Noble's Blaster and 3 black pips in the flip. Sorry for the shadow. Sorry for the... Oh, my daughter leaves food on the floor. My kids leave food on the floor. And so the attack with a defense of 2... That couldn't have been his... No, that wasn't. That was the last attack, not his defense draw. That's right. No. Am I completely wrong here? Duh. He was in tank mode. That was the key to this. So 12 to 3 is a remainder of 9. So he survived with 1 hit point, and that my Ironhides lost. It was a dumb move. It was a risky move. It was a fun move. I was just going to see if it could happen, and it didn't. But this has been a better game. This is my 3rd game against this team with 7-star Megatron, Caliburst, and Skytread. And I just didn't realize I could... combine Skytread when he's in the field. I thought one of the halves had to be in the KO, and I was completely wrong about that. Yeah, if you have Skytread plane or tank on the battlefield or in your KO area, here, you may combine this with him into Raider Skytread. If you do, you put your hand face down under him, and then once he is combined, then you can proceed to when you attack, take a card out from under him, put it in your hand, and if you didn't, you can only do 1 at a time, and when you do, you can move a damage counter and attack the enemy by 1. So that is the trick to Skytread, which is very fun. Still learning this stuff, and it's just, it was a really neat game. Um, so I'm still working on tweaking my Trionhides, iron sides. I called them iron sides originally. Um, and uh, and so yeah, this is the team I've been working on, which has been pretty fun. And so far there's no really real good combos in this. There might be a brainstorm in here. I did have where I could play a card where if I wait, is it a card? I can't remember. I do not. I think I've got a marksmanship in here. I'm not sure. But you know, I got shoulder holster on here to be able to have the 2 weapons on Captain Ironhide, which I did have. I've got better cards than this in the deck. This is just what I had in my hand, so I was just trying to, you know, get him buffed up. Wave 2 Ironhide was pretty well. This is what he had at his max. And battering ram I never really got to use because the individual parts of Skytread do not flip. Caliburst does not flip. And so it was interesting with this group. Even though I know what I'm doing on the other side, I'm pretending I don't, you know, so to speak. So let's look at the other side real quick, since I've gone over this deck and these guys pretty well. Okay, over here. I don't know what to call these guys. And the key is being able to find a 6-star, I almost said weaponizer, battlemaster. So you can, you know, he gets knocked out and put him on. And my goal is to put him on Megatron. One game I did have him on Skytread. But the trick is to always have the target master go first. Try to get him knocked out. Since I realize now I don't have to get one of these knocked out just to combine him, that's an even bigger plus. And one thing to keep, now, yeah, he does have a bigger health, higher health than Megatron does, because this is a weak Megatron. Why do I have Megatron? To have 2 tanks in here. And it's the lowest starred count Megatron. And you're probably wondering, well, why don't you use somebody else other than this Megatron? I don't know, to be able to play him. He does have bold 1 in 1 mode. And when you and because of the rules I'm going by, I flip him every turn. I'm always flipping him, even though he's the last character to attack. So especially in this setup, I forgot who went first. I think the Autobots got the flip. And so Megatron really never got to defend. And especially when you have Immersed in Shadow on him, and after before the even first untap phase, you know, he has stealth when he's untapped, and he cannot be touched. So that helps his, you know, defense as well. So, you know, your opponents can't attack him when he's untapped. And when you're 4 wide like this, it is pretty interesting. I don't know if I want to go over this deck right now. And I'm not a great deck builder. And through a lot of my videos, you could probably understand that. I got to use 2-pronged attack in one of the 3 games that I've done. I don't know why I have personal attack drone in here. Probably for the white and maybe the Pierce one. Sturdy javelin, melee range. Erratic cannon. I actually did try this game. I did not get to pull it off. Hunker down I was able to use. Crushing treads, not this game. Head on collision, yes. smelt I had an opportunity to use it. So Secret Dealings I've had in my hand, but I ended up trading it for something else that I flipped. Equipment Enthusiast, that is wonderful. This is a great card for draw power, especially after when Caliburst is on Megatron, because it might take 2 turns for him to get knocked out, and before that you more than likely can have a couple of upgrades on one or both of these guys, and then Caliburst gets knocked out, put him on Megatron. If you have this in your hand, boom, you can get 3 more cards in your hand, with the possibility of an Immersive Shadow for utility on Megatron, or heck, even Skytread, are really good. And I know I've got 2 of these in the deck, at least 2. I got to use composite armor this game. No. One of the first 2 games. Our Disruptor Blade, I was able to use. Cooling Vents saved this team's hide this game, let me tell you. Even though it's just 1 hit point. That's all I've got for tonight. Thanks for watching, and so sorry for the ugly floor again, and we will catch you next time.